And welcome back to officially episode 3 of the Lift Éire Podcast. You are joined today with myself, Ian Benson, and my co-host, Alex Cremens. Today, guys, we are going to get into some interesting topics, a little bit of a Nationals, IrishPF Nationals recap that happened just a week ago. Probably cover some of the new clouty apparel that's come out from SBD, clouty in a positive way. So the new SBD Apparel Ford range. We've got some interesting controversies surrounding a very famous strongman that has been getting memed heavily by our own Ger Buckley. We'll get into some questions and answers that people have been hitting us up with on our Instagram, and then we will cover some upcoming competitions that we have to look forward to over the next coming weeks. So, Alex, let's get into it. IrishPF Nationals, congratulations, Mr. 66 kilo champion once again. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, surprisingly not as broke up as I would normally be after a comp. So feeling good, happy. More or less got what I came for on the day, except for bench. But yeah, I think it was a great comp. Run absolutely fantastic. Seemed really smooth anyway from just both coaching and being in the warm-up room competing. I haven't been to any other like recent comps in the IrishPF in like the past year, but I'd like to say probably one of the best comps in Ireland I've been to all time.
I
so
would have
far.
to strongly.
I've heard a lot of people say that Junior Nationals in the Marina Market was better, but I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
I wasn't. I haven't been to the Marina
were you?
Market one yet either. I was away as well. We had a few people there, but from anyone that I've spoken to so far, I mean, I was really, really impressed. I'm sure the Marina Market was great.
Yeah.
So I can't compare it to it, but from my perspective, this was the best visual, the best presentation. Even I felt like the music. I spoke to Ali O'Reilly afterwards. We had an opportunity to have a conversation after the comp when we were breaking everything down on the Sunday evening. And I just said, even the music itself, there was some of the like,
some
you know,
people shouldn't be allowed
the
to pick their
soundtracks
music,
to powerlifting comps.
Yeah. I think you kind of need those though.
You do. You need those. A little bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah.
But in general, I think from the very first track that it come on, it just kind of felt like a new vibe. The presentation, the platform, the lighting of the stage was fantastic. All the pictures that have come out and videos have been sick.
Yeah.
I think the new banner, I actually thought the banner looked really cool. It was cool to see all the sponsors across it. It was a clean look to it. I thought it was excellently done. I thought the presentation was excellent. The venue is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's warm. It's clean. There's toilets. You know, it's everything you could want from a venue. The competition itself, the level of competition and standard that was there was incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very few, if any, complaints, to be honest.
No, I don't have any. I think it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed maybe it's different for me coming back off the back of like a full week of international comps.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something that's going to get fucked up. But in terms of nationals, yeah, it was class. It was run really well.
I think possibly a handful of things that I think could have been done better was the tunnel. We should have had a screen available in the tunnel.
Yeah. That was the only thing. A board in the warm-up room instead of having to run around back and forth.
Yeah, so run around. So that was inconvenient, but again, a very small, minor thing, easy to fix.
Could have been worse. Could have been like Malta, where you had to go up two flights of stairs just to see the board.
I think they had the pop-up banner. I think was too close to the tunnel as well. It was difficult because they were, you know, just only letting one coach out or one hander out. So that pop. Now they've eventually moved it towards the end.
Yeah.
But I think a small thing like that, and I'm sure if it had been flagged earlier and brought someone's attention, it would have been resolved earlier. It was just difficult to try and see in around. Especially because people will usually have multiple handlers or multiple coaches around, especially if you're there as part of a team. Lack of a jury. I would have liked to have seen a jury, but again, that's to no one's fault, I think.
No, it is. It's the fucking people that don't volunteer to be refs. Like,
there's that, but
it's their fault.
But down to the feds
the same people who are
themselves,
complaining, that's whose fault it is.
Yeah, same ones usually complaining aren't usually getting stuck in. But I think overall it was really, really good. I think any lifts for you that stand out, any particular performances that stand out for you? I think we got a couple of questions about that actually.
Cool. Do you want to wait to answer, or do you want me to just say it?
Just get going. I think.
Well, Jordan Bright, first of all. Like,
man.
It's ridiculous.
Like, Frank, will you pull up the open powerlifting? If you could pull up, I think we have a tab open already.
Go on to Instagram now. We're just going to watch the
go on to the Instagram. Let's watch Jordan Bright's squat, and then we'll get into
all of the comp, really. But I mean,
just pull up a tab just open up Irish powerlifting.
Insane. I think I was watching back the
Yeah, so go up and go search Irish Powerlifting Federation. Yeah, there.
Yeah, I think
let's
that
get
when I was
Jordan Bryant.
watching back over the live stream as well, there was the lads commentating, Sarah Gardner, and they were saying
Keep scrolling down.
one of the fourth woman under 69 kilos to like squat, like attempt to even
Yeah,
squat.
they're
200
under
kg.
69 national champion.
Something fucking insane like that.
Yeah. It actually,
It's almost like underwhelming.
it was,
You know how fucking it was just too easy. Like you'd want it.
but
to,
what an incredible
Oh, man.
athlete she is.
Insane,
Like,
insane.
I can't get over it. Big fan of the podcast, apparently. Jordan, thank you
Shout
for that.
out to Jordan. Thank you.
As I said, I'd love to have
527 dots.
like,
It's fucked, man. 24 years old. Like
she is
weighed in
built different.
67.6 as well. So like wasn't even like didn't caught nothing
Has
major.
room. You'd have to imagine
like,
room to grow there.
Oh man, insane.
Like competitive, going to be competitive internationally, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's the thing I think that we saw out of this. We're starting to see like some real competitive people that are going to be competitive internationally.
Yeah.
Like this roster, you were saying it earlier. This has got to be the youngest Open Nationals roster we've had.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Ken being the oldest one there.
Yeah, in the
male
male division, out of all of the winners, Ken is the oldest national champion in the males, and he's only 30. Like that's insane.
Like that's wild. And even the female divisions, I know we had a couple of winners there, but like Regina Myler's just built different.
Yeah. He's the exception there, isn't she?
Like,
Insane.
but this was just a display of talent. This is like really, I think, was a massive display of the juniors that have come through the ranks over the last few years.
Yep.
Like really, really starting to shine through. I think one of the questions we got was actually from Mr. AJ Mulhern.
People are actually getting mad. They're like, all you talk about is AJ.
His ham.
He's one of their most interactive listeners.
Yeah. So, but he did actually send us a question. I'll put it up on the screen when I go back in to edit this. So the biggest upsets, I think there were some interesting ones. Frank, pull up
first.
the open powerlifting that I have there. Yeah. So let's get a look at some of that. So upsets, I think. I mean, for me, Scott Dean. I mean, not an upset in the sense that like no one put him on the podium.
Yeah.
Right. And not because he lacked capability and
absolutely.
strength and talent. It was just history would have shown that Scott didn't always put it together on comp day.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with anyone's belief in his ability or strength and his talent as a lifter.
He's always going to be one of the strongest guys on the platform.
Always, and-
regardless. It's just can he put it together?
But-
and he did.
I think like impeccably.
Yeah.
Impeccably.
He was,
I think
he was savage.
to
Even
come
with
out
like, I
8
think,
for 9
like he
day,
missed the squat as well. Like some of the
and
calls
then
on the day,
and then
stuff like
didn't
that.
go up. Still
Yeah,
played the game.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
played such a smooth. I was really impressed with
Yeah.
Scott. Like
Great day.
just a real champion performance. To be honest with you, like
Deserved it, I think. Honestly.
absolutely. I think he beat out a stacked weight class.
Yeah.
Like this was a stacked weight class. So for me, Scott, like not like shocking upset, but just that like he was very dominant to come out and then pull that 330 finish.
Yep.
Had a good chat with him afterwards. Had an interview with him afterwards, and he says, he's looking forward to seeing out some other platforms now. Made mention that he's going to try and maybe get into the ab series at some
Nice,
point, getting
that'd
some
be
reps and
class.
deadlift. I would
Savage.
love. He felt like
That'd be
this
sick.
wasn't a true reflection of what he's capable of.
Okay.
That he just played his hand on the day.
Yeah.
Which is like.
It's all you can do.
That's all you can do. He played his
it's one
hand
of
on the
those
day,
days, yeah.
came away national champion. Like so deserving. Great to see him finally take that spot.
I love seeing a lifter come off with that much fucking passion as well, man. Like
Man. I mean, he
he
gets
worked
fired up.
like hard for that.
You can see it. He's so emotional in the moment of it. It
Yeah,
means the
yeah.
world to him. So I'm delighted. Scott, congratulations,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Shout out, Scott,
honestly, you absolutely outdid
deserved
yourself
it.
there, and you've worked for years for that. So
Yeah.
hats off to you. Honestly, I think that 330 pull at the end. I mean, just to seal the deal, it was
Savage.
savage.
Yeah.
It was savage. Pierce McLernan in the 120 plus.
Yeah.
Pierce coming away. It was obviously the three guys. We had James McCarthy, we had Dan Doherty, and then Pierce. And the cards fell, the chips stacked up in Pierce's favor on the day, and he took his chances and he came away. I mean, again, with a 792.5 total, like it's still a big total.
Yeah.
Like that was a stacked weight class as well.
Weighing in 129 as well, so like he's still in comparison to the other like one. Like
he's lean. He's lean.
And he's
a
jacked
monster
as fuck. Like he's one of those people. You know, there's certain powerlifters where you look at them and you're like, you're like, oh, that person lifts that, and you're like, Jesus, no way. But like, he's one of those guys. You're like, he benches 200 plus, and you're like, yeah. He looks like he benches 200
yeah,
plus.
he's just he's that dude.
He's
I think
huge, man.
I mean, great mustache.
Yeah, fantastic.
Like,
unlike some people.
Owen, man.
Scott, man, shave it off, bro. Fucking shave it, please.
But yeah, Pierce again. He really. But I mean, like in huge lifts, like. I'd love to see his squat come on a bit more.
Yep.
I think he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with. And it is going to build. I mean, a 207 bench, 325 deadlift. And you know, I think the sky's really the limit for Pierce. Again, young guy, 26 years old.
Yeah, he's young fella. Like
it's he's got it. And shout out to Dan. Obviously, he came away a little bit of a quad or a knee issue, and then Jimmy. Real sorry. Hopefully, you're doing much better. Jimmy came down for that second squat. Felt a pop in both of his quads and wasn't able to finish out the day. So sorry to hear that, Jimmy. And you know, obviously we'd spoken across the weekend, and I was really looking forward to seeing how Jimmy was going to put together his day. And it was real unfortunate set of circumstances for Jimmy. So hopefully you're doing much better, Jimmy, and we'll see you back on the platform.
Yeah. Luckily he's new. He's not new to the sport. So
he's been around. Jimmy's been around for a minute now.
You know, something like that. Obviously, it's shit for everybody, but like, it's not going to phase him. Like, he's not one of those people you'd be worried, like, oh, is he going to come back or this, that? Like, he'll be back. Like, you know, it's not.
I'll give you an upset. Callum O'Mahony.
Yeah, it's technically an upset if you look at it like that. Cal unfortunately bombed out at Nationals, and he was a contender for top 3 for sure. Training had been going really well. It just seemed like he had some issues with grip. I know talking to him the morning before weigh-ins, we just chatted, and he was actually saying he was having some issues with hook grip just throughout his prep anyway.
Yeah, I'd heard he was pulling straps for most of training.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. So then see him go out, take his opener, and it slip out of his hand, and then go straight to his second and swap to mixed grip immediately. I was like, oh, shit. The same thing, it wasn't necessarily a strength thing. It was just obviously just hasn't
factor on the day.
Yeah, when your grip's not, especially swapping the mix. If we're not all built like Andrew Blackwood. We can just swap last minute and fucking get away with it. But it's unfortunate to see, and it was sickening as well, because it's not like Cal was just failing it off the floor. It was like he's pulling it, locking it out, and it just once that quad catches your overhand, you're done. Like, you know. So
it was very unfortunate. I feel for him. Like, again, Cal. You know, looking forward to seeing you come back, and no doubt you come back better than before. I mean,
it's the same thing that goes with Jimmy, right? Where it's like he just the same thing that goes with Jimmy, right? It's like, you know, Cal's been around long enough, and I think it'd be harder to get him to fucking leave the sport than it would be to come back.
No, he's in. He's Callum's going nowhere. It's
like,
just,
exactly.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. How he comes back from this and really
winter arc.
That winter arc.
The winter arc.
You know,
demon arc.
But I think that'll be huge.
Yeah.
But we'll go through Joanne Clark, phenomenal lifter there in the 47s, and I think like we'd said, obviously a 1-horse race there, but still putting up a big performance. Very, very talented.
Like
47
300 plus kilo total at 47 is sick. Like.
It's very good. Sarah McCormack in the 52s coming away with the win. They're very tight battle between Sarah and Claire. Obviously, I was very, very happy with how she got on, and you know, we stuck to the game plan. We knew it had to be a 9-for-9 day. Her first competition as an open lifter, and her first ever open comp. Again, not at a regional level, to be straight into open nationals. There,
crazy.
It's her. She's had a wild career so far. She's only ever done in national and international competitions, never been in a regional, and you could really see, I feel like her experience really paid off coming off the back of Worlds and Euros.
100%.
It really paid off, and she was
phenomenal
on the day.
You know,
None whatsoever.
She shows up and doesn't
stayed focused and
What did she say? She said like, did she tell me like she still put like 15 kilos in her total from like yours, which is like 5 weeks ago?
Yeah. She's
Crazy.
This was her
That's
first
small of
total
a body
PB.
weight as well. That's fucked. Like
This has been her first total PB since her first comp.
Yeah.
She was injured for quite a while, and now we're starting to come out the other. And now we get to really get into building a new lifter now from here. Because it's all just been about you should get these invites. Let's make the most of them. Let's just try and get you back to your best.
No time to actually kind of build or work on anything. It's kind of just constantly prep.
But it was also just trying to get back to where she was at pre-injury.
Yeah.
So she's there now, which is excellent. And Claire McCann had a very good day. I mean, it was a really tight battle. I think Claire McCann had a good performance, and just a couple of things just didn't fall in her favor on the day, which is unfortunate. And
10 kilos difference between third and first. Like it was a tough.
It was close. Catherine Martin was in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Catherine definitely numbers are very, very close there. Like there's 122.5 kilo squat, 127.5, 120, benches 70, 65, 62.5, deadlifts 145, 142, 145. Like that is a close battle. Like 327.5 was Sarah's previous best total. So
yeah. That's insane.
That is a very tight.
It'll be one to watch next year as well.
It's going to be one to watch next year. I'm excited to see how the rest of it comes out. That roster of 52s have got some battles ahead of them.
Yeah,
and who knows? I mean, potentially Finn O'Doyle could still come back.
Yeah.
I'm sure Finn has got plans of her own, and she's looking at that. And herself and Sarah and Finn actually share the same total.
Yeah. What's her name? Ali Murphy's gone up to 52.
Ali Murphy's gone up to 52, so that's going to be another big challenge.
A young one, but still.
I think,
never know what rate of progress, especially going up a weight class.
So
that
potentially
age. 5
people there in that roster moving forward. 57s. Again, Amelia coming away there. It was a very tight battle. You may have Linder taking second place.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you could technically say that was a bit of an upset as well, and that's not.
It's not
when we say like upsets, it's not like any disrespect to anybody. It's just things you just wouldn't have seen coming, and it's not a bad thing. It's like I think I can't remember exactly, but I think even on the preview, I think I'd put Anna to win even. So like the fact that somebody who's that well experienced, obviously just the day is the day, whatever you take with what's there, but to have her in third place, I don't think anyone was kind of expecting that. So it was
I think
huge. And like fair play to Maeve as well for coming out, and like I remember seeing that 170 to pull for second. It was mad, like, you know what I mean? It's some deadlift at 57. Like.
Yeah, it's wild. It was wild. I think it was a great day for that, and I think everybody really pushed each other. I think just watching that standard go up.
Yep.
63s, Leisha Quinn. I mean, only 10 kilos between first and second.
Yeah, it was an insane battle as well.
That was a tight battle. I mean, Catherine Martin coming over to 202.5 kilo deadlift, huge deadlift.
Yep.
But Leisha, again, youngest national champion that day. Phenomenal performance.
Yeah, the whole weekend. Youngest national champion.
Of the whole weekend, I mean, Jordan Bright, obviously, coming with massive. Jane Jones taking second place.
Yeah.
Jane's rate of progress over the last couple of years has been phenomenal. Jen Harrington, unfortunately, like we said, coming off an injury, probably still in the middle of an injury, still put up a huge performance.
Savage, like still coming third. I think Jenny kind of counted herself out before the day it even started. You know what I mean? I think she was saying to me she just wanted to hit the standard, or like the national team standard, or get as close to it as she could. Or sorry, to qualify for nationals next year. Yeah. I think that was like 400. Still came away with 427. Like, still, I think went to match her best deadlift on her third. I can't actually remember.
But still put together an excellent
insane. Yeah, like everyone in that weight class did fantastic. 69s. Probably because I was part of it, but it was really, really fantastic battle.
Yeah. It was great to watch it, and I was in the back with yourself, obviously, as Katrina and Elaine were going as well. And Elaine, unfortunately, missing 3 squats on a depth call, right?
Yeah.
So just those days do happen, and but still came back out, finished out the day.
Took it on the chin.
2.5 kilo bench.
Like, fuck it, yeah.
177.5 deadlift. Like Elaine still put up a great day. Then we're moving into the 76s. Not an upset, not like a whoa, that no one saw that coming. But Mia Kovacs to put together a phenomenal performance.
Insane.
And to take that top spot with 483.5 kilo total.
It's crazy.
Huge. Really tight battle there between Mia and Emma, and I think Mia did a phenomenal job, and I think Adam made some really good calls on the day. Her coach Adam Duan. Sarah Doyle, Emma, unfortunately, not had a good day. Like, had a good day. Very unlucky on the third deadlift. It's like downward movement. I feel Mia still had more in the tank on the 213 either way.
Regardless,
I think we're going to see, I think I'm excited to see how Emma comes back from this.
Yeah. But they both got an invite to Euros.
Yeah,
They both hit the standard. So I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at the sheet, but I'm pretty sure they've both accepted it. So
Emma is going to be hungrier than ever.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see this resurgence. I'm excited to see
I
how she
think
comes
so
back from
too,
this.
because I'm really excited because it is cool when we get to do these kind of things. Like you get to have that kind of like, even though like the girls will be going over, I think that just because the 76ers are just so stacked in the open that they're not going to be really competing for, top spots.
Yeah.
That they can still kind of have this little battle between the two of them for national records and things like that at Euros, and I'm really excited for that. I think it's gonna be very, very good to see.
And what about Sarah Doyle?
Yeah, huge squat, 177.
Wow.
Done about 17 comps in the past year. Just keeps putting kilos in her total. It's crazy.
Like future national champion.
Yeah, easily.
Future national champion.
35 kilos behind second. First year powerlifting. Last comp as was still
Just off the back
technically
of
a
a couple
junior.
international comps.
Yeah, of like 5 comps. Like it's freaky. Like give her a solid 6 months of just putting in some work and she'd be blowing past.
Yeah, I
She'd
think
be knocking the door 500 like easily.
I'm excited to see Sarah's rate of progress. And such a lovely
Yeah.
girl as well. It's
Yeah,
like
Sarah's
a
a
great
legend.
way about her. A couple of controversial calls in that flight. From for especially for Shauna Rahman. I felt for Shauna. I think Sarah had a similar one as well.
This is not like throwing shade on the refs. I'm yet to talk to anyone that was reffing that flight, but I still don't understand what that was about.
I think
weird one for me.
I think we'll get into it slightly when we finish wrapping up on it, but I think it was unfortunate these things happen. No one went out to ruin anyone's day.
Yeah. It's not a personal thing. People need to get that through as well. Is that
I understand in the moment why you would take it personally, but I think these things do happen. It happens at the top level, it happens at the bottom level, it happens in the middle. These things do happen, and how do you adapt on the day? But it's still good to see Shauna still put together a good day, come over 400 total. And again, there was a call with one of Sarah's squats where we had to replace the bar and then reset again. But like I said, we cover a little bit of that because there was a lot on that. If you watch anyone's Q&As, like Ian Grant's Q&As and things like that, there was a lot of things came in around the referees' calls over the weekend. We've got Ali O'Reilly, 84 kilo.
Savage performance.
Coming
into it still injured, putting up, 534 total.
While being heavily involved in organising this whole thing.
Also that, of course.
Being the president of the federation.
Those things are not easy to do individually.
No, not at all. Like Ali, well done, fantastic performance. Comfort came out, huge day. Like this is that was very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Then we had Regina Meyler came away with a 490 total.
Yeah. Last deadlift was class as well.
Last deadlift was class.
Sick.
It's on the 84 pluses. Regina, an absolute weapon. 195 kilos. What a squat. But then you get to Claire Patterson benching 140.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Like,
Ridiculous.
Regina, 195, 85 on bench, 210 on deadlift. Claire, 170 squat. I think she just squatted 2. Did you see that? She took a 200 kilo single in wraps the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
no, I didn't see that.
It was on a mono, but she walked it out. She walked it out. She didn't use the mono. She actually just walked it out of a mono. Had wraps on, 200 kg squat. I mean, I love that when you see a lifter just like, that post-comp week, fuck around, get in some wraps, get a deadlift bar out, and play with the slingshot.
As you do, of course.
As you do. Then we've got the men's 66, not much to report there. Kieran Murray, fantastic performance. Some other dude. To be fair, Alex, you had an excellent day. You did. Yeah, no, there's always like I could do more. We could have, would have, should have. But in fairness, credit where it's due. You had an excellent day.
I'm just pissed, man. Fucking 18 months, 0 kilos on the bench. Just it is what it is. We move.
Yeah, I mean, if we put together more than a 3-week prep, we might actually say something.
Maybe. No promises in that sense.
But I think you had an excellent day, and you're seeing yourself and Lawrence work really well together. It was excellent. I was delighted to be in the back and be involved with it, and you did an excellent job. You're really, really focused. Pulling beltless on the deadlift. First comp beltless?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Didn't go too badly. 270.5 kg deadlift.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah. No, I was happy with that. I was happy with squat and deadlift. I got what I came for.
Yeah, no, it was excellent.
It's a good day. I had fun. It's the main thing. First time having fun at a camp, and it went really well.
So
Who would have guessed?
who'd have guessed? It is a hobby at the end of the day that we all love and we're passionate about, but when you actually allow yourself to enjoy it, you'll be surprised what can happen.
Crazy.
Paul Andre coming away, redeeming himself. That redemption arc really did
Came
pay
back.
off.
Yeah.
667.5
Really did.
kg
And
total.
I think even he knows himself. Like, so it's not even like in a bad spot. Like, he even said it. Like, he knows we've all seen it even in his training. He's capable of way more than those numbers. So like, I think I don't know exactly what happened, but I know he said like the prep went really well, and then just the day, just one of those days where you just couldn't perform to 100%, but still came away with the win.
Came away comfortably too.
Comfortably, yeah. So I think it's going to be exciting even when he goes to Euros. If he accepts his invite, like there's going to be, you'd be probably talking around that 700 mark. What about Darren Maloney's 315 pull that he almost pulled for the win? That was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
That's what I love about
that
Nationals,
takes
those
balls
pulls for the win.
That takes balls.
It wasn't far off, man.
Like once that thing broke the floor, he could have held it at his knee for the whole day. Like he was not letting that thing, like it just wouldn't move. But like, I mean to say, the fact that not that I wouldn't have faith in him, but I just didn't think, like, you take it. It was like open 290, went 300. You take a 15 kilo jump. It's kind of like, all right, this is a full send moment. And even the 300 looked a bit tough, and like it started moving, and it just kept fucking going, and I was like, holy shit!
I think he did a phenomenal
insane.
Insane.
315 at under 74. To even attempt that is ridiculous. Like,
shout out to Squat Man, Owen Man, again taking third place there. But quite a gap there, I feel, between Paul Andre and everybody else.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I'm excited to see how the rest of that roster starts to pick things up. I'm excited to see. It was just great to see Dav back.
Yeah.
Arguably the most experienced guy there. And I'm interested to see how he progresses now in this weight class over the coming years, and see Dav really get the best of Dav.
Yeah, because I don't even think that. I think that what he did there was still below like his best total at 66.
Yeah. No, I think
there's a lot more there.
I think he was just shaking off the dust.
Yeah,
and he's
getting back into it. Like
83 kilos, Adam Dwan. Well done, sir. Fantastic performance. What a freaky performance.
Freaky.
Like,
I think that was like the don't quote me on this, fourth highest squat under 83 junior ever, like all time. Like something like that. Top 5 for sure. I don't know exactly the number. He'll know, but
he did
insane,
fantastic.
Insane.
Sean Blanc again did fantastic.
Sean Blanc, yeah.
Just Adam is just in a league of his own right now. He is just he's that guy.
Like.
He is that guy. He's so good. He is so good.
65 kilos between first and second. Like, it's in a weight class like that as well is just such a huge difference.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
It's freaky. I'm excited to see if Adam ever goes up to 93. I'd be curious to see what he does there. He's 745.
Yeah.
Would have
if Dwan goes 93, he'll squat like 320, bench like 200, and pull like 260. He'll just be built like a fridge. His deadlift will go back. He'll be swapping back and forth between conventional every week.
Losing his mind.
Yeah, but I mean that subtotal is going to be fucking huge.
Yeah. I think he'd be highly competitive in that 93.
Oh man, she'd be built like Gavin Hayden. Yeah, he would, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like the same height.
Yeah,
like legit. It'd be sick.
We get into the 93s. Cian Madden coming away, flawless performance.
Yeah. Stellar.
Like, he was always going to piece up a day like that. 798 kg total.
With more in the tank as well. Like, he could have blown past 8. He just did what he needed to do to.
I think he had a phenomenal day. Again, I was always going to back him to win it. He's just so good, man. He's just such an all round lifter.
Yeah.
To come away, he got his third deadlift, right?
Yep. Yeah. 3 or 5. Yeah.
We had a little chat afterwards, and we were messaging back and forth as well a little bit, and. For him, he knows that third deadlift is something that he really wants to push and work on. And no doubt if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Yep.
But yeah, phenomenal performance. Aaron Blackmore.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah, huge performance. You
said it. You kind of called it like he'd be the dark horse.
Yeah, I said he'd be the dark horse, and I think that he was just going to come in, piece up a day, and he'd breathe on everyone's necks, and that's exactly what happened. Matt Henry had to come out for a third huge pull. Or a huge third pull, I should say. But just not the day that he needed. But Matt Henry, a fantastic,
Still
fantastic
incredible.
lifter.
Like that squat, the 305.5 was there's probably another 3 to 4 kilos in that squat.
There's more to go there.
He was genuinely like on fire that day. Like I still think he actually had a really, really good day. It's just more so.
Just
when you reflect, it's just a result, isn't it? Like that's always how it's going to be. It's hard to kind of put it into perspective when you're coming for something.
I think for him, he wanted to win.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, I mean, that's what he because he could have loaded 302.5 for a second.
Yep.
But it was like, what's the point? And I would have been the same.
What about those 105s? That battle.
Yeah.
It was close there for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, I had said it coming in. I think that when we said it, the squat was going to be close. Both guys, I mean, I was surprised Ken weighed in less than Jonathan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, but Ken coming away with a 305.5 squat, 195 bench and 322.5 deadlift, 823 total.
Sick.
Jonathan, again, kept it real. Only 100 grams between them. Ken weighing in at 102.4.
Yeah.
Jonathan came in at 102.5. I was very, very impressed with both performances.
Yeah. Two boys did class.
And Jonathan's very experienced. So it's like, but I just think Ken is just used to those high pressure situations. I think Jonathan hasn't had as many high pressure situations. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
This is probably the most pressure he's been under in a comp.
I'd like to think so. Like I think the only one that springs to mind with me was Western Euros when he won, but I think that was, I'm pretty sure I hadn't even told him what was going on. I was just like, you're fucking going to hell. We got to pull this deadlift. And you got to realize he won afterwards. So I think it was a lot different. Whereas coming into this, it was
he was looking to
like
take
this
that
is the
top
comp
spot.
that he's been training for since last year's nationals. You know what I mean? So
Ian Grant unlucky not to get near the bottom. There are only 5 kilos between Ian and Kenneth Pollan. So Kenneth Pollan just edging him up. But with a huge squat, Kenneth Pollan, 297.5.
insane.
Big deadlift there, 315. So Ian was very unlucky. It was a tight battle for podium there. From first to third was tight. It was excellent to see it. We got Scott Dean, like we said, had a huge day. Yeah. I think a breakthrough performance. We did get a question about breakthrough performances. Nathan Neville.
Yeah.
Nathan Neville, totally overlooked. Totally overlooked. Put together a huge day.
Yeah, like just missed out in second on bodyweight as well. Like it wasn't even like it was
just missed out. Like the fact that he took podium and put together that day, I think one to watch, Nathan Neville. But if another one to watch. This 120 class is
it's actually pretty sick. I think they're all kind of ones to watch.
I think Stell is going to come back hungrier than
man.
ever. Nathan Neville, like putting together a huge performance. That guy is dangerous. Like, don't sleep on Nathan Neville ever again. Nisha Walsh, not coming with today when 20 years old. Nisha's the future. Yeah, like it or not.
And like he wasn't even at 100%.
He wasn't at 100%. Nisha's the future.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, I think that is the case. He's 20 years old.
I think I don't know exactly what his plans are as of next year, but it would be fucking sick like next year because I don't know if Blackwood's planning to go 105s or 120s next year. He's doing Euros as a 120, but like I think like all those dudes, like pretty much everyone that's in the 120s and Blackwood, like next year you're talking like top like 7 lads are all gonna be doing 800 plus.
It's gonna be wild.
It's sick. It's class.
Gonna be wild. It is going to be.
I think that'll be a big battle next year.
I think Corey Burley,
that weight class is going to be.
Corey's going to be hungry. I was chatting to Corey a good bit. I think Corey is again another one to watch. He's going to be hungrier than ever to come out and really push these guys on. I mean, what did he take? The second biggest squat.
Yep.
I think if he can add some kilos to his deadlift there, can weigh with a big bench 197.5, 302.5 squat.
No, I wouldn't have been. Oh, sorry, in the weight class.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it meant like off the weekend.
In that weight class, so squat wise, second biggest. I think he's dangerous.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
dangerous. I think
we had him up for a podium, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he was one of my dark horses for
man. Sick.
Still would be, I think. Breakthroughs. Right. Ethan McLaughlin, phenomenal lifter, didn't have the day I think that he was hoping for.
Yeah. It's just one of those ones, isn't it? You just gotta
get better.
Yeah, get better. Manage those expectations. Just get
better.
Get more. Just get more attempts on the board. I think that's the one thing that we've learned. Like, there's honestly, just say I probably myself, I'm like one of the only people to could like just because of the situation I was in, of course. But like I went 6 for 9 and I won. I don't think anyone else went near that would have won over the weekend because it just shows how important it is to get
successful attempts.
Like that's what's more important. If this weekend's taught people anything,
Build your total.
just build a total. Like it literally does not matter what you want to lift. What matters is what you have in you on the day. What's realistic. What will build your total and get you as close as possible to that number one spot or whatever you're aiming for on the day. I think getting carried away with, getting too caught up in your head and being like, oh, I want to lift this. Like I want to squat 300, but like, would it have been a good idea if I'd loaded it last weekend?
Yeah.
Probably. Pictures would have looked cool. Me getting up, setting up onto it, but I would have folded underneath it just as much as I would have any other number that I wanted to lift. Just learning to
piece up a day is very, very important. I want to give a shout out to Christopher Dean. Unlucky on the squats, a couple of depth calls there for Chris Dean, but still put up a big 295 kg squat.
And like he smoked 310, like smoked it. Yeah. Like I think if, those technicalities weren't a bit of an issue, I think he could have definitely. I think if he was to have just loaded up the squat record that day, he would have stood up with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't, regardless of fucking standards and all that kind of crack and who was sitting in the ref chairs, like he would have stood up with it. Like, which is sick.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's got a monster squat. He just needs to refine it a little bit more to get that depth down, and we'll see a lot. But Joseph Penko.
Yeah, man. I only see him now as well. He's like super young. I didn't realize. I think he's still a junior.
The lightest.
He's 23.
He wasn't quite the lightest. Marcel was a bit lighter, but 109.9, plenty of room to grow. 23 years old.
775. Insane.
I was wildly impressed.
Yeah. Savage.
Wildly impressed.
Savage.
I think he's the one to watch.
Yeah.
I think he's the one to watch coming out of him and Nisha. I think we're in for I think
himself battle 120s
and
next
year,
man.
Scott Dean
and like
and
some of these
Marcel are not old by any means.
No, not at all. But like some of these dudes, like even be interesting to see. Like, okay, what if over the next year, like both Stell and Joseph, like two boys weighed in 109. What if two lads went down to 105s?
But Nathan's 24. Out of the top three, Nathan's the youngest by a year.
Yeah.
Like this is like the 120 is class. It's sick.
No.
And again, the 120 plus guys, Pierce just putting together a great performance, pieced it up, made the most of the moment, and that's what those ones are about. Like this is, I think, some of the stuff that we had learned from some of the Swedes when we went to international comps and coaching at them is that not always the strongest lifter wins on the day.
No, fuck no.
You can be the strongest on paper and not win the comp. So this is a competition at the end of the day.
No one cares about your
you have to learn how to play powerlifting a little bit. And it was excellent. It was like I said, IrishPF Nationals 2024 was a fantastic display of strength. I think it was a wonderful show. I think everybody did a phenomenal job. So to everybody that was behind it and helped out, I mean, well done. Yep. Hats are off to you. We got a controversial question around this. This was an anonymous question. Are abs finished? So we had no club championships this year. This is a genuine question. I'll put it up on the screen when I do the edit.
This is so wrote by a fucking junior as well.
Well, look.
Finished.
No, technically, people think that there were no abs podiums, but there was no club championships this year. This is the first year without it.
Yeah.
So I know from speaking to Jay, I know he was not that invested in pushing.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any abs winners. But from a technical perspective, if there was club championships, I know Sarah McCormick, because Urban Barbell is an abs affiliate, and we represent abs powerlifting at national level competitions. That would have been a podium position. And technically, Alex, yourself, working with Lawrence King at the moment, from a technical perspective.
Not abs. Fuck off.
But I mean, an abs coach looking after you, but you still representing Zealous either way.
Yeah.
But I think
Lone Wolf, man.
I think our abs finished. What do you think? What's your take?
I think the best take to have on it, I don't think abs are finished. I think everyone else has just become a lot better, and it's a lot more of an even playing field. I think that's what it is. Like, because it's not like you even see it. And like, this is no disrespect to abs, but like even Jay put up thing, and he's like, "Oh, we didn't send our best lifters," blah blah. Tagged a lot of people, and I was like, those people still wouldn't have won like most weight classes. Like some of them, it would have been a bit more of a battle for sure.
Yeah,
but like I don't think any club or group or like individuals are finished. I think it's just everyone else. The standard is just rising with everybody. So
high tide.
I was just going to say it. Yeah,
all ships.
Exactly. But that's exactly it. So I think that would be it more so than like abs being done. I think I think everyone else is just really, really good. And but even like this year, we were saying it. I was saying it to you, like at Nationals, there's never been so many like online coaching clubs. Like there's never like there's like before it was always like, you know, your Abs, Odyssey, City Gym, Strength Militia. That was it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if there's anyone else, I'm forgetting, sorry. But like that was
those are the heavy hitters.
Like that was it. Like it was the club championships. It wasn't national championships. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like, you know, you've got all of these. You've got so many people like Joey Flex. You've got these other people that are just coached by this one online coach on the other side of the world. You've got like, you know, these other coaching companies coming up. Like, so I think it's becoming a lot more like spread out than it would have been a few years ago, which I think is good in a way because it's still promoting the growth of the sport. So yeah, I wouldn't say Abs are finished.
No, I don't think so.
I just think everyone else is just on the same level. I think we're all just getting better and everyone's getting better together. So it's just becoming a lot more competitive.
I agree with that. I'd spoken to Jeff Harton afterwards. We were on the phone the other day, and it's really lit a fire under him. It's really lit a fire under him to really push things and elevate things once again. And like we said, high tide raises all ships, and I think I'm excited to see what Jay tries to push forward for next year with the Abs. It's only going to make everything better again to make things more competitive. There are plenty of people that were in and around the podium that are former Abs or actual Abs lifters. I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see things really push on for the next year, and I'm excited for it. I don't think Abs is finished by any means. I think it just maybe this is the moment that was needed to really
give
elevate
Jay
that
a kick
standard.
up the arse.
Give him a kick.
Fact.
Really pick up that standard.
100%.
I think it's going to make the club itself hungrier than ever.
Yeah,
and I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it comes together. I'm very,
sure.
very excited to see how it comes together. Like I said, guys, Nationals 2024. It was fantastic. It was the best one I think ever. So before we move on from Nationals, controversial refereeing calls.
Okay.
I am going to bring up a post from Jack Thornton. Because I'm not in favor of anyone blaming, pointing fingers. You are responsible for what happens on the platform, and you're responsible for yourself on that day and your performance that day. So we had Jack said on his story, Jack, an international referee, team head coach, international referee. He said if there was some miscommunication about a lift and the lifter suffered from a ref's error, the lifter's coach can always ask for a retake at the end of the round. It's more common than you'd think. Refs can sit wherever they like reffing. Side on for a squat isn't always preferable. When there's a 5-person spot and all spotters are behind the bar, it's hard to see the whole of the squat. That position leads to a lot of guesswork. I prefer the 45-degree position. Nothing is obscuring view. And once you get the hang of what depth looks like from that angle, you're off to the races. I didn't ref at the weekend, but from what I saw, it was a pretty normal affair. Of course, there were wrong calls, but the only people who don't make mistakes reffing are people who don't ref. A jury would be correct, or excuse me, a jury would correct a lot, but it's not always doable. Hopefully next year it will be. People going up to refs, giving them grief is always a disgrace. And even if the ref is your friend, check yourself before launching into your own criticism of their performance. You can still come across as an arsehole, even if you're friends. So I would have to agree with Jack. I think when calls don't go your way, because some of those calls went in other people's favour, so I'm sure those people aren't complaining.
100%, yeah.
So
it's like there's always something to give out about. Like you hear like, the calls are too soft. Oh, the calls are too strict. It's like, what the fuck do you want? Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, I think there's a fine line to be balanced there. I think in terms of some of the calls, yes, there's going to be controversy, especially if it doesn't fall your way. Yeah. But do I think it was that controversial? No. Would I have liked to have seen a jury? Yes. But were our coaches maybe aware enough that they could have asked to have a lift retaken? If things were miscommunicated, if there was an error on the referee side, you can request for a lift to be retaken. Yeah. So now we know more, right? So if you know more now, you'll know moving forward. It doesn't change the outcome of the day, but it does give us more things moving forward. Yeah. I'm going to stand, I will die on this hill. If you have a problem with how things are going and you feel like there should have been a jury or there should be more referees or there should be more mixes there, well, put your hand up and by all means, go and do something about it. Yeah. Reach out to the IrishPF. They're, going to be looking for more referees. I know after speaking to Ali, this is something that they're going to be really pushing heavily is to get more referees in for next year. It can't always be the same people. It's not fair on those people. It puts too much pressure on them. And the fact that we didn't have enough experienced referees to have a jury available.
Yeah.
If you want to see this improve, get involved.
Yeah, because I think that's the main thing as well. I think people thought that like there was just like we were like, oh, we're not getting a jury. It was like we didn't have an extra 3 people per session to like be part of the jury. And like you might think like, oh, we've got like X amount of refs, but if you think about it, all of our refs are coaches or lifters. Like there wasn't a session this weekend where I was free to be a part of a jury, like because I was either coaching or competing. So it's like, it's one of those things, right? And it's like the same for, I know a lot of other people that would have been qualified refs or have been able to be a part of it. They would have been competing on the Sunday morning or something like that where they couldn't have jumped in. So I think like if you're somebody that doesn't, that like, because it is the people who've got all these opinions that are sending all these anonymous Q&As are the ones that can almost probably guarantee you aren't even fucking competing at nationals, like, or coaching at nationals. So it's like, if you've that big of a problem and you know you're not actually going to be involved within the competition while it's being run and you care so much about how these calls are being made, do something about it. Like, just get in there. Like, we're in the midst there. We'll probably release it once we know ourselves on the Lift Éire page also. But we'll probably be running some sort of ref exam in Limerick between now and like January or February before the first comp of the calendar year. Ideally, I'd like to get that out there and get it done, just so we would have, for the first comp, we've got 20 more qualified refs.
Yeah.
And like if we're going to be running one in Limerick, there's going to be another one probably run in Dublin and somewhere else as well. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. And
your ears open, your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Either way, you heard it here first. There are things coming. There are going to be things on offer. And if you have that much of a problem, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Get involved and help out. If a referee makes a call that goes against you, leave them alone. Nobody is out there to ruin anybody's day.
You never see people as well. You never see people get a fucking call in their favour and they go and try and change the ref's mind.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
You see? Like they're not like, hey, my lifter didn't deserve that call.
High, actually, can you take
that wasn't
a white off me?
See, it doesn't happen the other way around.
Like,
but I think there were some errors on communication. Sure, shit happens. It's unfortunate. I don't think anybody went out of their way to ruin anybody's day. I think in the heat of the moment,
I think a lot of people need to get that out of their heads as well. Like, if somebody's reffing you and they give you a red light, it's not because they don't like you as a person. It's because you didn't, because of where they were sitting.
They don't like what they saw.
Yeah, they don't like what they saw. It's nothing to do with you personally, okay? Because you see that so much. People are like, oh, I got red lighted. Like, oh, like
so and so was reffing.
Because that person was sitting in the seat. All that controversy nationals a few years ago. But that's another story. But we don't need that shit again. Like, just fucking,
either help
just
out,
be
get
sound,
involved, or just stop complaining. And I think if a call doesn't go your way,
suck it up.
That referee is giving up their time to be there and to volunteer.
Nobody's getting paid.
So
nobody's getting paid.
If you wanna make some complaints, by all means, go ahead. And if you have a point with it, great. But the biggest point is going to come back to this: what are you doing to help improve it and to help fix that situation? Because if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem, and we can all try to do a little bit better in that regard. And that's my take on the weekend. And if controversial calls work in your favor, you don't hear those people.
100%.
I think everyone's doing their best, and that's the way it is. People refereeing like Keane, who had competed the day before. This is not easy. That's how stuck it is. And it's not the most glamorous job to have. It is a hard job.
Man, reffing is awful.
It's a tough
gig. You know, I hate, I'll say it firsthand, like I was probably not promoting it very well for other people, but it can be boring. Like you can, like it's just same as sitting at a comp. Like, you know what I mean? You can get, if you're halfway through bench and you've got a ref 40 lifters, like halfway through you're going to be getting pretty sleepy. Like, you know what I mean? Just looking at the same shit over and over.
All the free monsters in the world are not seeing
it
through
it doesn't do it for you, you know? So like, even give those people credit as well. Like, it's not an easy, nor as much as you love powerlifting, it's not necessarily the funnest job ever either. Like, it's
not at all.
It's work, like, so you actually be quite tired after a full day of reffing. Just give people a break.
So I'm going to move on to something a little lighter. Break this up a little bit. IrishPF Nationals, well done everybody, well done to all the champions, everybody that competed, everybody that made it through their training. Again, hats off to you and well done. Frankie, throw us up SBD's new Forge range. Oof.
Big oof.
All right, let's give us a look. Pull up SBD. SBD Ireland. Shout out to Fergal.
Ferg, sponsor us.
We'll take Kian and Ali, that middle picture. Yeah, you can flick through that range there, Frank. Oh, there's Blackwood himself. Ordered me that.
I got that as well.
Yeah,
Sick.
I was actually...
Sick. I do hate how much we're like children to the new colours.
Yeah, it's like everybody's out here dressed like Teletubbies, right?
I do like that. It's fucking sick.
It's like, oh,
I
whoa.
want to look like
They
that.
brought out the thing in a new colour.
Yeah, oh man. You see how many young fellas were fucking creaming their jocks over the new belt?
Oh, man.
Man, we got a different colour buckle.
We got a black buckle.
Boys. The grey belt is sick though.
The grey belt is cool.
I think it's sick.
I think it's very cool.
If I didn't use a belt for one lift, I would definitely justify buying.
See if we can find a picture of the belt. There, Frank should be
I
fairly
think
easy
it's
to come back.
Ross's holding
Yeah,
it. in
go
the-
to Ross's one, the first picture.
Oh no, there it is. They were keen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
The buckle is cool.
Bad news for everyone. I checked this, tried to figure out you can't buy the buckle separately. Sickened. It is a sickener. I mean, it's a great job from SPD.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I think that's even a market. Like they just brought out
Just sold
a
buckles.
buckle in every different color. Telling you, like, they probably already have that in the
You
works,
haven't seen Liz's buckle in here, have you?
No.
Liz Moll's buckle.
No.
So Liz all bejazzled up her own one.
Nice.
Like, it's class. I'll put some pictures of it up. But I think she's going to start. But she should offer to do that if she doesn't. She's going to be wearing it for Ab Series.
You see those people do all
customizing the belts.
the custom belts? Like
I'll show you her buckle
drawn
inside
stuff,
later.
they're sick.
But she's going to be wearing it for her Ab Series. It's going to
Have
be
a
cool.
flick through there, Frank.
Yeah, have a flick through this kit. I'm not crazy with the orange singlet.
I don't like the orange. I like
the
the
I like the inverse
I like
version.
the grey on the orange. It's sick. But I don't know. You wouldn't catch me wearing an orange, like all orange singlet. I like the grey one.
Same. I like the grey one.
like the grey one.
Leisha wore it, and I think Ali wore it for
Yeah,
bench.
Ali and Leisha wore it. Yeah, it's sick.
That belt I'm okay with. I mean, orange wouldn't be my color. It's a lot to commit to, but
You're more silver guy.
well, it's a lot to commit to an orange buckle.
It is.
It's a big commitment. Flick through the next ones. Yeah, you see this, you could live with. You could live with this forever.
cool.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's sick.
Keep going and see if we get the grey range in. I mean, it looks nice. That's the
Does
10
it
mil
does.
belt. You can tell by the buckles here, it's rounded.
Yeah,
It's more rounded.
That's actually what's going to be my next question. Is
The
if you
10
have
mil?
The 10 mil in the new colours.
Yeah, that's it there. You can see the
looking at
buckles
getting a
actually
10 mil.
shaped differently. I have the 10 mil.
At some stage. Do you?
Yeah.
What size probably wouldn't fit me?
Yeah, no, it'd need 4 Alexes. It's if you put both of your legs together, it might go around you. Even then. But yeah, the inverse version, open the one with Russell there, the first picture.
Sick t-shirt as well. Ordered that.
Yeah, I ordered that as well.
We've no idea the sizing works though, so we'll just have to
Well,
figure out.
they only had double XL left. It's sold fast, man.
Man, fast. I went on at 2 minutes past 7. It was on like 7 p.m. And I went to get that t-shirt that Ross had, the oversized one.
Yeah, keep that up there for a sec, Frank.
In a small. And like, it was gone. And I was like, how does this, like, does somebody just buy every small t-shirt they have? So I had to order a
They
medium.
move fast.
So if you see me wearing that SPD t-shirt, it looks like a dress on me. It's because I had no other option.
Yeah, I got
And I
it in
couldn't
a
not
double
get
XL. I think
t-shirt,
it's going to be too baggy for me, but hopefully not because it is already
It's
oversized.
motivation to get bigger, man.
But yeah, just get fatter.
Just be better.
Just be better. But I really like this jumper.
Sick. It's cool,
I really
man.
like this jumper.
I don't know how it fits as well. I got a medium in that, but we'll see.
I know Ali was wearing it. Who else did I see wearing it?
I
Did
should
Ian
have just
wearing it?
asked these people what size was like.
Yeah, but I really like it. Flick through the rest of it. I want to see if it's the grey singlets on it. If not, you can open up the Lift Éire media page.
And I like that they've got they're doing like sweatpants and shorts and stuff like that. I must actually get a
The
pair of
shorts, Dad's shorts were saucy. 55 quid for a pair
It's
of
crazy.
shorts.
This wouldn't get a pair.
For a pair of cotton
Pair of
shorts.
cotton shorts as well. Not even like, do you know, like the kind of breathable material, like cotton shorts.
55
SPD.
quid. Bit too saucy for me, but you know, that's not to say that I
Look,
won't
if you want
buy
to send
them
us
down
out some for free,
Yeah.
we'll wear them.
the line. Again, SPD Ireland doesn't make the prices.
That's
so,
also true,
you
yeah.
know, but they're fantastic to get stuff from to work.
I mean,
They're fantastic communication from Fergal.
Fergal's
Next day
legends.
delivery.
Absolute gold.
So if you are looking for some kit, guys, definitely check out SPD Ireland.
Yeah.
I think the new range is
It is
slick.
sick. It is
It's
sick.
slick. Pull up the SPD, or not SPD, pull up Lift Éire media page.
Shout out Lift Éire Media.
Lift Éire media. So I'll plug that in a bit. So the picture of Leisha's deadlift that's been shared, that one, the third one. That's the kit. That's the kit.
Yeah.
That is a very, very cool picture, first of all.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a very cool picture. But that singlet I think is very, very nice. That kit in general.
I do like it.
That looks cool.
I do like it.
Again, I'm personally a fan of an all black kit. I
Always
mean,
will
my
be
whole
though.
gym is all
Always
black.
will be though.
It's always going to have a particular look, but that's a very nice
I
kit.
think they need to go like this next idea now. I think they should go like grey on black. So like that kind of color grey.
Yeah.
Grey.
With black
with like black logos and stuff, or like something like that. Like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
similar to like the belt they have with the grey
Yeah,
one
that'd
with
be
the
cool,
black
actually.
logo. Sick.
Well, I'd imagine
It's like kind of inverse of like black on black in
it's
a way.
the belt. I wonder, is it like going to be a limited run on the orange belt?
I'd say so. I'd say everything's going to be. I'd say all of this is going to be limited because I was actually looking at getting. Because now I'm going to Euros, obviously. I have to stop using my inserts. Fuck my life. So I'm looking at getting a pair of like SPDs, but I don't want to wear the like red and black ones because I think they look shit with the Irish singlet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to look at getting the black and white stiff ones. You know those ones.
Yeah.
I might have a pair. I'm on to somebody at the moment about getting them, but I tried to like look at like online SPD and stuff like that, and they're like limited editions. So once they're gone, they're gone.
Have you tried those stiff SPD sleeves?
Nah, but everyone says they're really bad.
Well,
In comparison,
in comparison,
because I
they're
think
not- you-
people are
people
looking at
expect
it to
a
be
rigor
like
mortis or Inzer.
a rigor, like an Inzer. I felt them in comparison to like SPDs, but honestly, I don't know. Like I don't like to hype them up too much. Sleeves in general, because like I squatted. I remember last year or 2 years ago, I squatted 215 in a pair of SPDs.
Yeah.
And then I did a whole prep in Inzers, and I failed 220 with Inzers in my next comp.
Yeah.
So it was like,
By whole prep, do you mean you did 2 weeks?
no, like legit, like it was from Worlds in like June or July
Yeah.
to last year's nationals, which was in like February. So that was like
Okay, yeah.
months. Like that was like I didn't compete for months and swapped over to Inzers like 3 months out, and I squatted a PB in training, but I failed. Like ended up squatting 215 in that comp. So it was like same, like different sleeves, same squat, same weight class.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it might be weird now coming back to them because
I
I've been
will
using them for a
squat.
year.
I use the Inders on my primary squat day. I like them, but I've had them so long now that they're kind of losing out anyway. Now they just kind of pinch the back of my legs.
Yeah.
But I also have the updated stiff SPD sleeve. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I actually prefer the original model material wise because it doesn't like rip the tips of your fingers when you're pulling it up. I didn't find them that much stiffer. But I mean, I do like them. I like them. I use them as like my regular if I'm doing high bars or safety bar squats or.
It's such a weird like theme, but I think the way they're like stitched looks cooler. I don't know.
Yeah,
if that makes any
yeah.
sense.
No, I like
It
the
gives
sleeve.
me like pure fucking like Spider-Man vibes or something like that. I just think it looks sick. I don't
Listen,
know.
if it
why.
makes you feel like a superhero,
Man,
I'm
there
here
you
for it.
go.
All right, we're going to get into a little bit of a controversial topic here. We've got Alex. I'm not sure if you've been keeping up, but there's been some controversy surrounding one of the world's strongest men. Just competed at the Rogue Invitational. Luke Stoltman, his brother Tom Stoltman, former world's strongest man. Have you seen any of this? Any of Ger Buckley's memes?
No, I've seen briefly, but I don't know the backstory or what's going on. So you can fill me in here.
So basically, Luke Stoltman's wife put up a post a couple of days ago saying that he's been cheating on her, having multiple affairs.
Okay, right.
A lot of dirty laundry got aired there.
Okay.
She seems to have been supported quite heavily in the strongman community, but Ger, like whatever about that, like I'm not that interested in other people's personal lives and airing it out, but it was just watching Ger go hard on the memes, watching him go heavy on the memes. I think for me, my whole thing on it is like this is somebody else's personal life. I'm not.
No, I get you.
I've gone through like for anyone that doesn't know, I'm divorced. I'm in a different relationship now, but I am divorced. So, and that was messy at times. So for me, I feel for Luke Stoltman, but now don't quote me on that if this guy turns out to be an absolute piece of shit, right? I don't know enough about it, but for me, it just had a smell of similarity. It had a smell of similarity off it for me, where I was like, man, we don't know what this dude is going through either. I mean, like, maybe we should just leave these people alone. But Ger was impeccably funny. The guy is a menace. He is the Uber troll. Like,
Yeah.
he
And
nails
he's
it on the head.
hilarious.
How is he so quick-witted on this stuff? But a lot of other strongmen kind of chimed in on it, just pretty much saying that they support his wife, and you know, it didn't sound great, to be honest. It didn't sound great. If you're not fully familiar with the situation, please by all means check out Ger Buckley Buddies Catwalk Instagram page and get yourself up to date. But it was released in some newspapers and everything. It was
wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
Strongman is
news,
huge.
like news.
Well, this is the thing, right? Luke sells his image on leave a legacy, on being a family man, on, you know, promoting mental health, and it doesn't really fit with his brand. Well, he's leaving a legacy, but I'm not sure if it's the right one at this time.
What he wants.
But for me, it's kind of like seeing Strongman and just the amount of media coverage it gets, comparison to other strength sports. I mean, do we really want to see powerlifting get there? I mean, I want to see it. I don't think anyone's dirty laundry, but you don't know.
Oh, you don't know till you find out, like, isn't it? It's
You know,
always one of
it
those
could be a
things.
case of be careful what you wish for. Do you really want to be? You really want to have that kind of public image?
Yeah, that's
where
what it is.
all of your personal life is now up for grabs.
Yeah,
You know, I think it's
that'll be a long time before that ever happens with powerlifting. But
you know,
if it's an outrageous enough story, you know, like,
but
it'll
this
get out
isn't
there,
that
won't it?
outrageous in that, like, there are some like points in it. He was sleeping with this person, that person,
Yeah.
this, and you know, but I don't know. I feel for the guy a little bit. Again, like I said, I don't know. This guy could turn out to be an absolute dirtbag and be an absolute piece of shit. But you don't know what's going on in this person's personal life, how their relationship and that marriage is working, what the dynamics are like between those people. There's a lot there to unpack. He could have been a very, very unhappy man, and it doesn't, not to make excuses or anything, but it's also like he's human.
Yeah.
And you know, unhappy people, you know, are just, if you're unhappy and there's things that there are definitely better ways to go about it. But it's like at the end of the day, this is someone's like personal life.
Yeah, it is one. Like,
And you know, and again, sure, by all means, keep the memes coming. But for me, it's just kind of like you need to be really careful about what you're putting out there and how you're going to have your public image perceived, and be careful how you maneuver yourself. I think if you're going to have that kind of a presence on social media, you need to be very, very careful about how you know.
yeah, I think
how you
that
move.
takes the you know, like, a lot of people, they don't like to be like branded as like influencers, but like when you've got that many, like you don't have a choice. You know what I mean? Like you're influential to people, and like what you do is, everything you do is seen within the public eye. So it's like you have to watch your steps. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those. It really is one of those things, isn't it? Like, it's like, I think we kind of, like, I'm not saying we're fucking famous for celebrities, but like, I think even like in terms of like Irish powerlifting, like there's a lot of things where like I'm like, I kind of have to watch what I say or like posts and stuff, because I'm like junior head coach. Like, I don't want that to look bad on me. Like, I've got a role to fill here where I have to kind of, you know, you have to watch.
There's eyeballs. No matter the size of the audience, there's an audience.
Famous now,
but there's you still have responsibilities to people that are looking up to you. No matter the size of that audience, there's like
even if it's 10 people, it's like it's still 10 people that you could have an impact on potentially. You know, which is still pretty important.
And I think the thing that this really shows me is that as big as Strongman is, strength sports in general is a very niche, small world. Like the information that seemed to be coming Jer's way is like, how is that just, I think that says just how small this circle is.
Yeah.
That like, no matter how big it appears, this is a very small circle.
Did you ever see like fucking something gets released by like powerlifting, Strongman, something like in the strength industries? You go onto Reddit and you will find a million things you didn't even know were online, like about this person or about like.
Yeah, I don't spend too much time on it. Like I said,
man.
for me, I don't like spending too much time getting into people's personal life. But this was just such a huge. I mean, it caused waves. Like it stirred up a storm. over the last few days on social media, across the entire week, and it's been a huge talking point, especially with Luke coming off the back of the Rogue Invitational. He actually had a pretty decent performance there, and this seems to have really overshined that. So it's a shame, really, that things like this happen, but not for Jer. Jer is lapping it up. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's entertaining, but also at the expense of there's real human beings behind this. Yeah. You know, like I said, for myself, I've been through a divorce, and I've been through, you know, personal problems in that regard with relationships, and it was never like, in the moment of it, there was like anyone that was in my circle knew all of my business, knew everything that was going on. Any of the clients that were in the gym that I had at the time had heard all of these things, and it was like it was a very stressful time, you know. So to have been on the receiving end of not exactly the same, like the affairs and the way that things have been put out. That's not what my situation was, but it was like it was the ending of a relationship and a marriage, and you know, a very, very disgruntled ex-partner, and they that's how they dealt with it. And you know, things aren't as bad as they were, but it was a tough time, and people react however they react, and how they want to deal with a situation is totally fine. That's how they handle it and get through it. But I found that a very, very difficult time in my life, and I would imagine that the two people in this, Luke and his wife, and whatever they're going through, and there's a baby in the middle of this. And it's a tough one.
It's tough going. Then again, you put yourself in those situations.
You put yourself in those situations, you know.
There's only so much sympathy you can have for somebody, isn't it?
I think if you put yourself in the public eye like that, you have to be very careful about how you're going. You know, you can't be out here telling people lies about who you are. Like, don't.
You'll always get found out as well. You know, like eventually,
out.
especially if you're somebody that's even half big on social media, like.
Yeah, you know, I think
definitely,
it's. But congratulations again on the absolute tidal wave of controversy that's been on your page. It has been very, very funny to watch it. The guy is very entertaining. He's like a comedian.
Oh, it's great, man. There's like nothing better than just going onto Instagram, refresh, and see.
Just to check out Jer's memes.
Yeah,
but I think it was just such a big thing that I had to touch on it a little bit. But I'm curious to see how this all plays out. I think but we'll see. He's not made a comment on it yet, but I'll be curious to see how it does all play out.
Yeah, where that goes from there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna park that there. I don't want to, like I said, it was just a just caused the tidal wave there, so it was a big thing. But let's get into some questions and answers that we got through Instagram. We just checked these out. So we had an anonymous question here. Thoughts on the IrishPF sending teams to university internationals? So, Alex, I think you're going to be involved there yourself, and Lawrence, I believe.
As far as I know as well. So it's such a vague question. Like, my thoughts on it, I think it's good. I think it's good for the growth of the sport. Like, we've never really had, this 2025 will be our third university nationals ever, as far as I know, third or fourth. So it's still very new, and I think it's just a good opportunity to, so like I think when you break it down, it's like in the open, you've got open Euros, you've got open worlds, and then you've got like westerns, which obviously some juniors get invited to, but that's more so because our juniors are just really strong in comparison to our open, or like they're as strong as our open lifters, so they get the opportunity to go to those sort of B team comps. Whereas I find like a lot of people on the junior end of things don't really have that opportunity to be allowed to compete at a international. So I think it's a good opportunity. It's good incentive as well. Like, I know I'm working with the University of Limerick Powerlifting Club at the moment, and I think like even like getting them to explaining to them like, okay, right, you're going to be doing university nationals. If you win that, or if you hit this standard, there's a big chance you can go and represent your country or your university, and go and compete internationally. Whether it's an international competition still technically. And I think like knowing they have that kind of pathway, as opposed to just do an open comp, and then maybe in 2 years' time you might get an invite to open nationals or junior nationals or something like that. It's like where it seems a lot more long term. Where I think something like this is a lot more short term and realistic for people that are newer to the sport, especially juniors. And like juniors are what make the sport. Like literally, they're half the reason that they were half of the list of people that were competing in open
juniors,
nationals.
no future. So
exactly. So I think in terms of that, I think that it's absolutely fantastic. I would actually be more so against sending a handful of lifters to go over and do 3 bench press singles in the other side of the world than I would sending a full team of university students to go and compete and actually do a full power. So I think university is actually if I had a choice, I would replace the funding that we put towards bench comps to internationals, because internationals to university internationals. I think you can. I think there's a lot more of like a developmental side over on that side, rather than like you're just good at bench, so we'll send you. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just kind of like that seems like a lot more of like, and it's no disrespect to anyone that's done a bench international recently or anything like that. Like, you're all great at bench. I can't fucking say anything, but like, I think that's more of like here's a fucking participation singlet, as opposed to like university nationals, we actually have to win and compete to earn that spot to then be able to go. And I think there's just, like I said, there's a lot more of a developmental side of it. Good example, I know 4 years ago, Austin Perkins' first ever international was Uni Worlds, and he won.
And now he's,
now he's going to Sheffield. So I mean, he's the guy. So I mean, like that's a good. I know that's obviously a huge example. Like the
massive outlier.
0.01% of people in the world, but like, you know, and he'd been powerlifting for years. But like, you know, who's to say that those comps don't help develop those lifters? You know, so I think it's a good opportunity.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was a good thing. When it wasn't being pushed as much, I think it's good that there's an international singlet available for it.
Technically, there isn't.
No, it's not going to be. I thought it was going to switch to.
Okay, right. So, don't quote me on this. As far as I know, I could be fucking completely talking out my arse here, right? But as far as I know, it's like swapped back and forth every year. So every second year, it's like the University Cup, and then it's like the Uni Worlds, right? Something along these lines.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, it's like 1 year you represent your university, and the next year for like the Uni Cup, and then the next year it's like you represent your country. So it's really weird. I'll look all this up so I know I get the exact facts right. It's something like that where like every year there's like every certain year, like 1 year you represent your uni. So like we'll be sending, like let's say Ireland send a team.
Yeah.
We'll be sending a team, but like everyone could be representing, like one person's representing UL, one person's representing UCC. It's a lot more different like that. I'm not entirely sure how this works, so I need to look into all of these details myself. But as far as I know, it's like there's only some years that you can represent your country, and then some years you represent your uni. It's a weird one.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I get it, but it's weird that it alternates year in year out.
Yeah, and I could be wrong. I think maybe that could be just like because there's like a Uni Euros and there's a Uni Worlds, so then it could be mixed up with that as well. But I'm not entirely
sure.
Ultimately,
I think the premise still stands. I think it's a good thing that there are international competitions available. The more of them available, the better. It gives people more opportunities to grow into the sport. It makes people. It gives things that people can reach for. I think the same with bench only internationals. I'm totally up for those. I think anything that can drive someone on to be better, to up their own standard. Like if you think that you might not be able to get into Westerns, a Junior Euros, Junior Worlds team, Opens, like if that's going to be the thing that drives you on, and you end up having a huge bench press, like how bad? Like if it's going to increase the standards across the board.
But I mean, like if you're like, I just don't like if you're going over to a bench international for any other reason than to break a bench world record. I just don't think there's a point in going. And like that could be like world record, European record, or something like that. I just think it's so pointless otherwise. Like if you care that much about having just a big bench press and you're devoting all this time to bench and just put that time and effort and just being a better powerlifter. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what I don't like about it. Like with bench only, I think Ireland is in particular. Ireland, I'm talking about, right? It's so different for different countries, but I think Ireland is too small to be sending lifters to bench only comps. And like as a whole, Ireland we're terrible at benching. We're so bad bench pressers. Like we've had our few outliers, but we're bad bench pressers. So like, why are we sending these people to these internationals when like they're not even the people that go to bench internationals aren't even some of the best benchers in the world. Like, do you know what I mean? Most of those people are still doing full power. So it's like, what's the actual point here? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me anyway, personally. Like, I don't know. I just think, and I think the fact that we're like people getting singlets for that as well. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot less to be earned. Like all you got to do is go to bench nationals, what nobody does anyway, win in your weight class. Like you don't even have to break a record or be near a record. You just have to beat everyone else who shows up that day. And then it's like, obviously, we have standards still as well, but like it's still like, oh yeah, here's a singlet. Fly over to the other side of the world there and just go do 3 singles on bench. Like it's crazy. I think it's crazy.
I think
it's crazy.
I think
if the Fed had money to just be thrown at
that's
it,
where I was going to go.
Yeah,
I'm actually super here for it. And I think if it's a motivator for anybody, no bad can come of it, right?
Okay, yeah. I'm not just shitting on people.
Yeah,
bench,
no, I get it, but I'm understanding your
Yeah.
perspective from it. But I think the way you maybe look at it is that you're privy to a lot of understanding of how the finances work, and we all have access to the AGM, by the way. So if you want to understand that, attend the AGMs, get a membership, get involved. But I think regarding the money, could it be spent better elsewhere? Is where I would be coming from.
Yeah, okay, so I think that's where I'm trying to come with that.
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
just saying like, if you got a fucking singlet and you went to bench yours, you don't deserve it. Like, I'm not saying
no,
that to anybody.
I don't think that's where he's coming from.
Cool,
I want to
just
save
to
you
make
on that
sure.
one.
Yeah.
So
I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying.
I think what
there's better time.
I think there's
to
better
put
ways
into-
that the money could be
and- yeah,
spent,
yeah.
which is going to lead me into this next question. So I do, like I said, I'm pro any comp that, that
pro
promotes
powerlifting.
our lifters.
Pro powerlifting, yeah.
But we did get an opinion on Worlds being all the way in Costa Rica. So when you look at Junior Worlds specifically, our International PF Junior Worlds being in Costa Rica for next year, this is working out to be an absolute fortune from what I can see.
Yeah.
Is it when we send teams to bench comps, is that money that could go towards something like that? And, you know, it's again, I don't have a problem with bench comps. I'm actually in favor of them. I've had lifters of my own go. Plenty of other coaches have.
Of course.
But we are spending money to send lifters and to send coaches and things of that nature.
And I'd even go as far as saying, like, and I don't even mean just bench. Like, if sending lifters to a university international was taking that much away, that, like, you know, if we got into a stage where we couldn't send a full junior team to Costa Rica, which would be one of our most like competitive junior teams probably to date since like 2021, then I would still opt for not sending an international team to universities and putting that time.
Yeah, if I had to choose between
so I was going to be where the higher standard
universities,
is.
yeah,
that's what I'm keen for. Is what I should be.
That's
saying.
where I would prioritize there. If
yeah.
it was like this or this, I'd be prioritizing juniors, Junior Worlds in Costa Rica. My opinion on Junior Worlds in Costa Rica is it's unfortunately just going to be very expensive.
Yeah.
It's a shame, and the time zone difference is massive.
Yeah.
I think they're 4 hours behind.
This is the first. Yeah. So I was gonna touch on this as well. This is the first time that, like, any fucking lifter, right, that competes in like Ireland or the UK or Europe, in the last fucking 5-6 years, it's given out about travel. And it's like you've had to go on a fucking 4-hour flight to the same time zone. Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing as well. Like, people always give out. It's just something I was touching on earlier. I was having this conversation with somebody. It was like, you know, people give out about like Americans, and they're like, oh, they wouldn't last an international. I'm like, you know, some Americans just to travel from one comp from where they live to a comp in America. It's actually more travel than like I would
With a
have
time
to
zone
do.
difference.
Than I'll have to do if I was going to Malta this year.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you can't give shit to these people about travel when, like, we actually are less traveled than everybody else. Like, I think honestly, it's about time. Like, it's in Costa Rica. It's unfortunate for everyone in Europe, but like, think about all the people from like Brazil, fucking all those places, like over in America,
Yeah,
who
all
have
the
to
South American
travel
countries and North
hours,
American countries.
spend all their money to get over to Malta or to Czech Republic or, you know, those kind of areas. Where we've just been so fortunate that it's only like a 300 quid flight and it's 2 hours. Like, we've got lucky. So I think for once it's actually flipped on its head, and we're the ones that have to do the travel. And I think it's unfortunate, but the game's the game. Like, it's, as powerlifting is going to grow, it's going to be held in bigger places. Like, we're going to be going to.
I mean, Costa Rica's a pretty cool
Costa
place.
Rica's sick. Like, if I'm able to go there, if we have enough that we can fund, you know, coaches and a team, I am so excited. Like, it's going to be class.
I think there needs to be like an active incentive across, maybe not the federation, sure, but I think an active incentive across clubs and coaches to maybe help raise some sort of fundraising towards it.
Yeah.
I think otherwise you're just going to see a bunch of GoFundMe pages that nobody supports. Whereas if there was some sort of way, like, I mean, I'd certainly be open to some suggestions or
man.
ideas where maybe why couldn't we look at, you know, a weekly or monthly, like I could offer my gym, for example. I'm just throwing ideas out, but like if we were to raise funds for that, we were going to send a team, and some of the way to reduce some of that cost would be, you know, I can open the gym for a Sunday to do a big open training session where people come in, buy day passes, all of that funding can go towards something like that, and just builds up a pool towards something like that.
Yeah. And even if that works out to be, like, think about it, it's like, when's Costa Rica next year? It's in like August, September.
Yeah.
If we started that, you know, start of the year, January, started doing that once a month, even just got, you know, get those people in, or maybe once every 2 weeks.
Just to reduce on some costs of like
Even
sending
if you
coaches.
get 2 or 3 grand together and just
Well,
give that towards the Fed
the
and
lifters,
the team.
if the lifters were covering like their own flights, why isn't there a way that we could try and raise some funds to, like, because everyone has to stay in IPF accommodation. You're going to have to go a little bit. You're going to have to go for a couple of extra days now, regardless, because of the time zone difference.
You're going to have to be able to adapt.
You're not going to be an in and out type of thing. So
yeah,
there's going to be extra days of that. that's just going to have to be done. So I think there's things that can be done if maybe the federation were to
And
reach
I
out
d-
to
I do
clubs
think
or sell some merch specifically for it to raise funds. That at least we get something in return for our money. That you know, there's nothing stopping maybe some merch going out that would raise funds. Maybe they have some ideas in the pipeline. I don't know.
They could do, to be honest.
But I would like to see some sort of fundraising so that we can send the highest caliber of athletes to it.
Yeah. Because it would be sickening, like, if you're one of those people that has been working all your way up to finally get to that spot where you win junior nationals. You could have been doing this for 4 or 5 years, and you're like, and like, even I'm pretty sure, I don't think it's that quick of a turnaround, but I think it is like 3-4 months from junior nationals. So like, you're essentially you qualify. Find out you have to go through. It's nobody's fault. This is just the way we could have run the calendar. I don't even think it would have mattered if we'd done junior nationals in January. Like, it's still I don't feel like is enough time as probably a student who still lives at home to have to save up money to be able to, like, flights are like looking at like $2,000 already right now. Just flights.
And then the IPF accommodation. How much is it for IPF accommodation usually on average?
You're talking like probably like 150 a night. Like, roughly, it's usually 150 to 180 or fine, yeah.
Or you can't compete now. You can't even do it.
That's not even a fine anymore. It's just like,
you're not allowed.
You can't even show up.
And that includes the coaches and the referees.
Coaches and refs, yes.
And we have to send. We have
I'm
to.
not sure if that goes with refs.
And are we going to have to send referees to this? There's not one of our.
We have to send refs,
Like, so there's no way around it. Like, we're gonna incur quite a cost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if we could get some fundraising going, I mean, like I said, I'm certainly open to trying to do something and figure something out and help out from that regard, because I think it's a very important competition that we need to be able to send lifters to. But we'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. Is I actually don't think Costa Rica is necessarily a bad thing. I think we're very fortunate, like you said, to have not had.
It's cool.
to have had competition so close to us regarding mainland Europe, and you know, I think being able to go to Costa Rica is going to be very, very cool. Speaking of juniors, we got a question in from Ian Grant, Iron Ian PT. Wants to watch for Junior Nationals 25. Many mainstays have aged out, and they have.
Yeah. We were looking at this earlier in the week. So like, a lot of anyone that's still a junior that would have competed internationally this year for sure. Because there's so many people that like the all spring to mind, they really are aged out. Like, you know, like Blackwood, like this is gone. Obviously, Dwan, Callum O'Mahony,
Sarah
McCormack, of course. Like, the ones that kind of really spring to mind will obviously be, of course, Leisha, like, won Open Nationals last 2 years in a row. So I mean, like, junior, no problem. Josh Ola in the 74s, placed second at Euros, Junior Euros, few weeks back.
Josh, the tank.
Absolute unit.
Weapon.
Legend, great guy. Bought me an old shot there on Sunday after my camp. Really, really strong kid. Like, probably would have been contender for first place at Open Nationals this year as well if he had done it. I think he's still got 1 year left as a junior. Somebody definitely stands out to me. Like, pretty much, like I said, like, everyone, like obviously my own lifters, like Eamon Breen, we've got Liam Malone, Josh Holmes, Cian Lynch. Like, obviously these are all just people I coach off the top of my head. But there really is there's actually a lot of people to look out for, I think. And there's probably, even with how far away Junior Nationals is right now, there's probably someone that we don't even know that we're probably going to be talking about after Junior Nationals. You know what I mean? That's going to have some sort of performance. Somebody that might even have been competing for a while, they have like a decent total and they just blow up these next 6 months, and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? So
I think if we look at, I've pulled up there, Frank, if you pull up open powerlifting again and try and get up, I have it here in front of me. I'll send you the link for it now. Do you want me to WhatsApp it you, Frank? So I've got open powerlifting there, and Alex, I'll send it to you as well, so you can pull it up in your tablet there if you want to. So what we're looking at there is the last Junior Nationals, and I think if we're to look at some names that the new up and comers to kind of keep an eye out for, 190318 for that. We're looking at, I think, Ciara Loftus, Anya Neal, Megan Weir, quite a battle there in the 63s. So again, we've obviously got Lee Shan Lan, who've had a couple of caps. Ciara got capped, Anya got a cap in bench, and then we've got Megan Weir, again, still very close. I think that's I think those three are ones to keep an eye on for. So 2021 and 21. We've got Leah Carney is
Carney's-
22. Is she about to age
no,
out?
She's aged out.
She's
this-
aged
yeah.
out.
Shania.
Shania is
Shania's
very
a huge
strong.
one.
There's another one to
Very
look out for, Shania. Lillian Korea,
I think
she's about to age out.
Her and Sarah are both aged
Okay.
out. Because this would have been last year. So I mean, like,
Who do we have up and coming in the 76s? Ashling Roach is there, but not quite at the same.
see, this is what I
quite
mean.
the
There's
standard.
probably so many that we don't even know about
Yeah.
right now at the moment. You know.
Just looking at the age, you got. I'm trying to think of who's going to be quite good. Well, Ali Murphy moving into the 52s. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see
that'll
Ali.
be
Still a
exciting.
sub junior.
Yeah.
Still a sub junior.
Still sub.
Who else have we got here to keep an eye out for? Olivia. But again, Olivia's been around for a minute, and Evelyn.
Olivia's quitting every second week. The rest
Yeah,
of the year,
it's hard to know. Very, very
She's
young.
quitting to be a bodybuilder. And changed their mind the week
Jojo.
after. Jojo. That was who I fucking had in my head, obviously. Jojo is a freak, man. He is a freak. He's
Got
not as
Jojo
strong
in
as me,
the
but he's a freak.
66s, 66 kilo men. You got Jojo.
Yeah, Jojo is. And he's so young, man. Like that is a huge. That was literally who came into my mind earlier. It's not even his best. He did fucking 602 Junior Worlds, like with more in the tank. Like it was insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
I mean, Map, Josh.
Map's gone. Josh.
Map is aged out as
Map's
well.
aged out, and he's
God.
going 83s. That's gonna be exciting next year.
Ooh.
Yeah. That'll be sick. If you, I don't know if you saw him, he's in the crowd at Nationals. And he's looking swole.
He's looking very
swole.
jacked.
Yeah.
Um,
So Josh Owen Shanahan, I think, is aged out also. Brandon Patterson, Josiah Kennedy, all competing at Open Nationals as well, which is fucking savage.
but we got Liam Malone. Liam Malone is
Liam Malone, the
a
goat.
fantastic lifter.
He's finally touched 83 kilos. He weighed in at Euros at 79 kilos. So if anyone's seen his training recently, you're wondering why it's going so good.
He's eating.
Because he's actually eating food. Keane Lynch as well, that's another one.
Alex Elliott's still there.
Alex Elliott's still a junior
Still
next year,
there.
I think, as well. Yeah.
Alex Elliott's still there.
Huge bench. Kerry's still a junior.
Has Kerry got another year left as a junior?
I think he's got another year left.
Anyone else that's pushing up there really, really well?
Thomas McCarthy.
Dennis Semenov.
Big Dennis, yeah. Once he's recently moved to Dublin, so he's up training in South Side with a few lads. So I think that's good for him as well. Still be around powerlifters, keep him in it.
Anyone else? Not that anyone else here isn't good, but it's just
No,
just looking at people that are going to be
Technically,
competitive.
Dustin DePiro. I don't know if he's.
I think
got
Dustin's
another
aged out,
year,
no?
or is he aged out? It's so annoying when it says 22 because you don't know if they're.
But and this was based on the last Junior Nationals, which was in April.
Yeah.
Was it April? It was April, wasn't it? April 6th?
I don't know. We both weren't here. Max Lee, that's a huge one. Sub junior 66. He's very, very strong. Very strong.
Josh Holmes. Keep an eye on Josh Holmes.
Shout out already.
Josh Holmes.
Josh Holmes competing next week, actually.
AJ Mulhern, again, got to say. Eamon Breen. I mean, another one to keep an eye on.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if he's got what it takes.
Don't put too much faith in him.
Well, he can't win an arm wrestling match, so what hope does he have? But yeah, I think there are we do have some prominent up-and-comers there. I think they're exciting ones still to watch.
Yeah.
I think the 63s seems to be the most stacked because we still have Leisha and Lan, and then you got Kira, Anya, Megan still pushing really, really hard. And I mean, again, Elizabeth McCartney is still very, very close. The 63s is going to be the ones that I think we see the best improvements on. We've got Ali coming into the 52s, Ali Murphy, so that's going to be exciting. Yeah, the future looks bright. The future still looks bright. I think across the board, those mainstays, I think, that have aged out are now going to be, running the roost and running the show in the opens. Mm-hmm. And I think we still have quite a good selection of juniors and sub juniors that are coming through the ranks there.
Yeah,
Alex, how do you feel? You're the head coach of the international junior team. So, what are your thoughts on it? Of who we have coming through?
Oh man, I'm so excited. Like it is cool to see. Like I said, I do really think in the next year or two, we will have as good of a junior team as we did, like I said, in 2021. Like in 2021, if people don't know, over in Sweden, Ireland, we got, in terms of points, we got the male team came third overall, like in terms of points that year, and that was the highest Ireland has ever ranked, and it was I had the pleasure of being a part of that team as well. So that was it was a really, really big deal. We all got extra medals for it and everything. Like it was sick. And we beat GB as well, which was just at that time was just fucking
yeah.
savage. Like, you know, it was like, come on. Will probably never happen again, right? Unfortunately, with the way GB are going as a team, it'll probably never happen again. They're all just too strong. But man, without going off on a tangent too much, like I'm so excited. Like I can't wait. Just even the fact of like how much I've seen the sport grown since I started, 8-9 years ago. I just can't. I'm so excited to just be way more involved and be a part of the process these next few years, and actually kind of have a lot more of a say in terms of how things are run, and being able to actually kind of build these relationships with these juniors, and you know, hopefully have even the slightest impact that like they want to stay around, and like just being able to see people, like even from where I'm at now, just as long as I've been coaching since the last like 4 years internationally, just see how far the team has come and how close they've grown as a community and everything like that is just so cool. And just to be able to be a part of that and to keep that going, and just to know that you're kind of part of the growth of Irish powerlifting, like it's huge. And I'm so excited to see the way, like, because juniors are just getting stronger and stronger, not just like in Ireland but internationally. So like even just going to those camps and just seeing like these fucking sub juniors that are, you know, half my body weight, even lifting more than me, and I'm like, this is just so cool. Like it's motivating. It helps my lifting. In a selfish way, helps me get way more motivated and enjoy what I want to do. And just, I just love it so much. And I'm just so excited. Like I'm actually, there's part of me that's actually kind of like depressed. There's like a bit of seasonal depression going on, because I know I'm not going to be at another junior international till August next year. Like it's actually, it's sickening. Like, you know what I mean? Luckily I have the opportunity to be a part of the open team as a lifter this year, but Just about. Yeah. Fuck. Just about. And I probably will coach a small bit as well in the open team. But like, it is actually genuinely like, I'm counting down the days till the next international junior comp, which was spread out more, so I could always have one to look forward to instead of having
it wouldn't
that
be like you to
break.
wait for a free trip to Costa Rica.
Yeah. Can't pass that up.
All right.
Don't even care about powerlifting.
So it's there's always a lot to cover within the Irish PF. I think it's got the most eyes on it, in my opinion. It's got a huge amount of push. But this question came in from Powerlifting Series page themselves. What are our thoughts on the Clash of the Titan roster for next year? Frank, we've got a couple of tabs open there. Frank, please pull up. Now this,
fucking
let me just say,
I think this is going to be one of the best powerlifting competitions
the AB series
of all time.
Is the greatest, and I mean this, the greatest thing to come out of Irish powerlifting, in my opinion. The rosters this is built now, just here. So I was speaking to Jay about this. So some of the confirmed athletes, we've got Dave Richardson, Nick Dupree, Andy Huang, Zottel, can't remember his first name, I'll grab it in a sec. We've got John Hack, and we've got Ginger Hercules.
Colton.
Yeah. Colton. So Jay sent me the full list of 15 here. John Hack, Colton Engelbrecht, Nick Dupree, Dave Richardson, Andy Huang, Ken Cooper, Nick Meller, Jake Brennan, Justin Zottel, Lucas Klogiewics, Marcin Gierzak, Conrad Zwig, Dan Bell, Connor Marston, Thomas Darry. This is this is stacked. This is like incredible. Right. Justin Zottel, for anyone that doesn't know, just competed at the American Pro 3. Total 1,045, 566.93 dots at 145 kg body weight. Squatted 415 kilos, benched 247, and deadlifted 382 kgs. This man is coming to the Clash. We've got the GOAT, John Hack, like, who needs no introduction. If you don't know anything about John Hack, I'm not going to insult the man by, like, he is the greatest.
If you don't know John Hack, you're the problem.
Yeah,
man. Insane.
Lucas, 987.5 kg total. Put that up at the last Clash of the Titans too. Like, he squatted 365, missed 387 twice, bench 272, 272 kgs bench.
Fuck.
On Irish soil.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you like powerlifting, you need to be at the
even
Clash
if
of
you
Titans.
don't,
Even if you don't,
it's a spectacle.
like this is a spectacle.
You'll never see, like, was it? I saw like an Instagram video or like a clip snippet of Jane. Like it was so, I think it was actually on YouTube. But it's so true. He was like, you don't know when you're in the fucking golden era, and he was like, we're in it right now.
We're in it now.
Like, this is not going to happen in Dublin very often. Like
No.
if you're somebody and you're in Ireland and you have any bit of interest in strength and you're not there, you're
missing
doing
out.
yourself a disservice.
missing
Like
out
yeah,
massively.
yeah,
Like,
like it's fucking
Because this is the thing. How long before the Clash has moved to America?
100%. Until
We've
everyone's
already
gonna
got
have to
the
be,
Reach Rumble.
it's gonna be the new Sheffield. Like tickets are sold out instantly. You have to be fucking paying $2,500 to get over and back. Like,
Like
this
make the most of
opportunity
now. This
does
is
not come around.
Clash of the Titans 3.
People take for granted what we have in our own backyard, man.
Oh man, like I think that it's unfortunate because I think there is some disparity between AB Series, IrishPF, IPO, WRP. Like there's definitely like a gap. There's
Yeah.
a separation there that's unfortunate, and that's one of the reasons when we said we wanted to start this is that this is an unbiased view
Yeah.
on strength sports, and we
Or
while
feds even.
we're involved across multiple federations, we're involved like we just love strong shit.
Yeah.
Right, and it's as simple as that. This is an incredible roster. You have people traveling from all over the world to compete at these. Like Dan Bell, biggest squatter of all time. Here, pull up Colton. I think we had his Instagram open there. So this is Gingercules. I remember this man blew up both of his knees. This guy is an absolute.
solid
His
squat, man.
best total in comp 1,037.5. Right, one of the strongest sleeve powerlifters of all
sleeves.
time. Pull up Colton's one.
Yeah, this
Now-
lad is just. He's still a junior. He's younger than
Colton-
me.
Yeah, Colton Engelbrecht. This guy
Uh,
is not your average powerlifter. So I don't know if Jay, if you mind me saying this, I don't care. But Jay has told me Colton intends to compete at the Clash, the Pro, and the Rumble next year. He wants to take all 3 belts. So Colton, his best total is 1,120 kg. He is 23 years old. He squatted 440, bench 245, and his best pull is 435. He has attempted 450 squat in
he's
competition.
under 110, isn't he?
He weighs 109.8 kilos. He's under 110. And he has attempted a 460 deadlifting competition. He has got a DOTS of 663.61. Do not miss this.
460. This is big possibility that we could see the world record deadlift be broken.
He's the current all-time world record holder.
But I mean just like all time. No, Dan Grigsby. It's like 380 or something like that.
On deadlift, yeah. So
480.
I
Sorry.
think
No, but
Colton-
that's what I mean. I mean, like we could possibly see the biggest deadlift in powerlifting history
Ever.
ever be broken in Dublin.
in Dublin.
And you're not coming up to watch it?
And
Boys.
he's
Like-
and he's going to come and do it twice.
Yeah.
So he's going to come in April and do the Clash, then he's going to do the Pro,
Man.
which is going to be on stiff bar
Yeah.
with no mono.
So, like I just don't. Yeah, like I said, if you're somebody that even gives half a fuck, like, and you no excuse not to be there.
Yeah, no, listen,
No excuse.
honestly, when whatever these barriers, these invisible barriers that exist around people want to support it, this is something that has happened, that grew at home,
Yeah,
developed at home, has grown from this. This is incredible. This is the best thing to have happened in the world of powerlifting.
Without a doubt.
Like, this thing is
This would be the
enormous.
most. Yeah.
And it's only getting big. Did you see the investment that he put up? The investment post 68,000 gone into media investment. This is a show.
Yeah,
This
it is. There's
This is where it's at. Honestly, try. It might be still on his story if you pull that up.
it should be actually.
No, try. I shared it on
on your
we
story.
shared it on the Lift Éire page.
Oh yeah, should be on our story.
Go into our story. Frankie's desk. Joe Sullivan, $68,000 investment for
Yeah, that's
2025. I mean, talk about paying it forward. Talking about
Yeah.
setting trends.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is incredible. I cannot wait. I love that I get to be involved in it from a
Yeah.
couple of different perspectives. Jay always brings me in to be involved in some sort of way. And I'm an active lifter as part of a lot of the series comps, and I send big teams to it. I'm a big fan of it, and I'm a big supporter of it, just like I am with any other federation that's
anything,
around. I love it. This is incredible. You need to be there. You do not miss it. Again,
Yeah.
we'll cover it a bit more as we go. But what a roster!
Oh,
What a roster
man.
on home soil. We're spoiled. We're spoiled. We
Yeah.
don't even know it.
Yeah, yeah.
And we don't even
Don't
know
take it for granted until
No. Go out and make
there's
the
no
most of it.
chance. Yeah, man.
Right, so I'm going to get in and cover some upcoming competitions that we have coming on. So this is going to be a rundown of any upcoming comps that are on within the next 2-3 weeks, I guess. In the next week to
months,
two,
essentially. Yeah.
within 3 weeks of now.
Yeah.
Or even slightly less. So first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the IPO charity comp again. So we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. Shane and Amanda Brody this is their last time. This is their 10th time doing it, and it's going to be their last time. They are trying to raise 100,000 euros. They've raised the bones of 80,000 euros so far. It's on in 12 days from now. This is a wonderful, wonderful competition where they donate a lot of the funds to a heart foundation. I need to pull up the name of it, but we have recently, as you saw, started Lift Éire Media. Where we're going to be offering photo packages of competitions. But for this particular competition, I was speaking to Shane, and we are offering we're going to be offering media packages for it. So we'll send out some links to that. Shane's going to share it on the story. But anyone that buys a package, 100% of the funds that come for that are going to go directly towards the charity. We don't want anything for it. We just want to come in, take some cool photo packages. If you want to know what our photo packages look like, go on to Lift Éire Media on Instagram. Check that out. Frank has done a phenomenal job. We just took a bunch of pictures at IrishPF Nationals. You can see all of his work there and the quality of the work. And I think there's moments that Frank really captured the essence of the day. And if you want to support this charity and you want to get something back in return for yourself, we will have photo packages on offer for it. I'm definitely going to be at the comp. We're going to be there and supporting the competition. So if you can get down to it, November 30th in Southside Barbell, I highly, highly recommend it. It's for a wonderful, wonderful cause. And we're going to be trying to do our part to support it and raise some funds here and help Shane and Amanda get to that 100,000 euro mark. So again, I want to commend Shane and Amanda for that. So that is coming up. That is on the 30th of November. Just wanted to give another shout out to that and raise some more awareness around it. But we also have this coming weekend, we've got AB Series 19 in Dublin. So we've got Division 2, Division 1, and the Pro-Am. I'm very, very excited for that. We'll probably touch on that a little bit later. I think we're going to be doing another podcast going to be coming up in the middle of the week, but I don't want to get into too many predictions on it. But we will be interviewing the winners of the divisions and the Pro-Am. So we'll do that there because I will be present at that competition. Alex will be there on the Sunday. But I'll be there from Friday. I do have a special guest coming up. I'll announce that during the week. I have a special guest co-host coming on Friday evening. Maybe two. We'll see. It's in the pipeline, but I've got one confirmed.
Very
and
exciting.
Very, very exciting. People have been requesting this for
person
years.
has never been on a podcast?
Never been on a podcast. Been requested for years. If you can have a guess at who you think the special guest
we'll put up a question box.
Put it in the comments.
Instagram.
Stick it in the comments below. Put up a question box.
On Instagram as well,
and let us know who you think our special guest co-host might be for next weekend for a special episode. It's not a special episode. It's just going to be another episode.
It's a special episode.
But it's special because of this person coming on. And it happens to be their birthday. So there's a hint for you. So if you know who this is and you know whose birthday it is next Friday, please do let us know if you can guess it. If you manage to guess it, we'll give you a Lift Éire t-shirt. I don't even have one yet. We don't have them, but I'll get you one. I'll get you a Lift Éire t-shirt if you manage to guess who it is and you didn't have any inside information. Yeah, it's a very important, very important side note there. If you had inside info, you don't get the t-shirt. You actually owe us money. So I think Series 19 is going to be class. I need to do a little bit more research and digging into D2.
Yeah, for sure.
But D1, I think I'll give a quick hot take on predictions for D1.
Go for
D1 female, Brew. I think Brew's winning D1 female. D1 male, TJ. There's a couple of guys there that are going to be close battle, but it's going to be TJ. I'm coaching him. All you other guys are cooked. That's just what's going to happen. If you want to know how that's going to play out, have a look at what happened last weekend. That's just banter, by the way, all right? Let's everybody not be sensitive, all right? It's just jokes. Except that's what happened.
He has one lifter, by the way. One lifter does well, and you fucking don't stop hearing about it. Like,
listen, some said that I'm the Alex Cremens of the IrishPF.
You don't want that title, man.
No, I don't.
You don't
can
want
have
that
it. You can
title,
keep
bro.
that one. You can keep that one. No. I think TJ is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
He's an all-round lifter. I think he's going to be hard to beat. I think Bru's going to be hard to beat. And I think it's going to be Freddie Isherwood for the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
Those are my point. I like to look a little bit more into D2. I know we've got a couple of people involved in there that are doing D2, male and female. Dave McGee that I'm coaching coming into D2. I'd be surprised if he doesn't put up the biggest squat, potentially biggest total.
Nice.
Bodyweight won't fall in his favor, but it's fine. It's, I think long term he's probably going to be looking at competing across both the IrishPF and AB series. Cool. He just wants to do fun comps while he's in the early parts of his career. And AB series is definitely, if you're not going to be like pushing for like a national spot at regional comps, then
we've talked about this so many times.
I think the series is
where
it's at. In terms of like having like big fun weekends where there's a big hype around it. But and then also the same day, so next weekend we have got 3 competitions happening. We've got AB Series 19, we have the IrishPF November Open at City Gym. We have got in Phenom in Cork, we have the deadlift and log lift championships. So there is a lot. There's
you
a
need
lot
to organize your times of camps a lot better, right? This stressing me out.
This was
sake.
Poorly timed.
Oh man!
I have probably as yourself. I have got athletes competing across 3 of the competitions. Now I think the deadlift and log lift champs in Phenom. I've got Tracy Kelly competing at that. Tracy's doing it for a bit of funsies.
Come on, Tracy.
I've got Marie Hickey competing in the November Open in the 69 kilo class, and then I've got a bunch of people competing at Series 19. So this is going to be quite a stacked weekend. It's going to be a hectic weekend of powerlifting there. Alex, anything that you want to? How are you feeling about the comp in City Gym?
Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't run a comp in City Gym in over a year. I am not looking forward to setting up and cleaning up, as always. Yeah, it should be fun. Good crack. I've like 4 or 5 lads doing it, who haven't competed in a while, who I haven't, because I was gone away as well. So like I haven't even been able to handle these lads in like over a year. So it's going to be quite fun. Like it's going to be good crack. I'm done my competing for the rest of the year, so I can kind of just focus on these guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for the day. It's going to be good crack. The lads I have competing are all up and coming little juniors, and they're all doing fantastic. I've got Sarah Gardner as well on the Sunday.
Sarah making a return to the IrishPF.
Sarah making a comeback to the
exciting.
IrishPF, first time back in almost 2 years, I think. That's going to be savage. Like, you've had to manipulate some sort of things with training, just in terms of like coming back and like bench depth. So might be a few kilos knocked off on the bench, but she's put so much in her squat and deadlift that she's still going to walk away with a total PB. Exciting for that. I will also be up in abs as well on the Sunday, handling Lawrence. Don't coach him, but he's one of the boys, so want to be there for him. Want to help handle.
I'm excited to see Lawrence.
Very excited for that. So it should be a fantastic weekend of lifting. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I might also be going to British Nationals on the Friday. So I could be British Nationals Friday, Limerick Saturday, and then Dublin Sunday. three comps, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna want to kill myself. So if anyone sees me Sunday morning, I look like
if he looks like he usually looks.
Yeah. Just know to stay away.
What's under the hat, Alex?
My shit. Don't do this thing. It's gone shit now.
I didn't even ask.
It's grown out and it's gone to shit.
I just wanted to call you Creme and M.
I
can't even take credit for that.
It's gone like all bleachy shit now, like, so I need to fucking sort that out.
All right, look cool on the day.
That's all that mattered. Yeah, no, I need to go get a cut again, and then it'll look cool again.
All right, fair.
I'm having a bad hair day.
To put you on the spot.
No, it's all right.
I just wanted to call you Creme and M on the podcast. The real bin shady.
Man, yeah, it'd be good going.
But yeah, we're in for a busy weekend, and I'm not cutting this out, but I'm asking, so it's happening. Story with Eamon Breen. Is he doing a series? I see he's on a roster for 2 comps.
You're not cutting this out. Yeah. So we're up in abs. Sunday post comp, just catching up, just vibes. And basically, I don't know how it happened, but Eamon Breen started to talk his shit as always, and kids, yeah. And so he'd bet all the boys in D1. So we're like, all right, let's
and he's jumping into D1.
Yeah, like
Is he doing
he's
raps?
jumping in. No, he's texting me. So if you see me on my phone, it was him texting me because I was gonna wrap his knees, but I was like, I think you're better off just doing sleeves. And then it's squat.
What's his squat?
He's squatted 270.
Oh yeah, he's still competitive.
Like, oh yeah, like no, 100%. Like I think if it was like his dots from Euros puts him like second or third on the list.
You don't want to like bring him in here for like a quick trencher opener in rap session.
I think he's already done squat. No, he's gonna do sleeves. He's gonna do sleeves because he's trying to get the lads who's
Because
never.
then he has an excuse.
But he's never had the lads. I think he'll still beat everyone in sleeves.
He might too. What's his body
I
weight?
think he will. He'll probably be in around like he'll be over 105, but he'll be under 110. So just say like 109.
What's his? Yeah, I mean he'd be.
He'd
competitive.
probably be like mid 700s at 109ish. So I don't know what that'll put him in. That should put him in around like 440, 450 dots.
I think he's going to be competitive regardless.
No, I that's why I'm not too phased.
What a wild card to throw in last minute.
He is actually a wild card.
Come here,
And
let
if
me
anyone sees my name on the list as well, I'm not fucking doing the app scum.
Yeah, and if you see mine, I'm not either.
Yeah. He pulled out. I got roped into trying to
I
do
did.
it.
I'll
I'm
admit
not
this.
doing
I'll
it.
admit this. So I have been actually way too busy to train for the circumstances of raps. Mono especially is like the biggest one, where I've just not really been able to commit to it. I've had between rapping my own lifters, general life, trying to make time for my family and children, running a business, and trying to keep on top of that. Fortunately, I've been very busy, so it's a good complaint. But for a competition that I was just coming out to have a bit of crack with, it got to the point where I was just not. I'd just be taking the piss.
I think you're a fucking loser, man. You're telling me you didn't put powerlifting over your business and your family.
Yeah, no, not this
You
time.
need to.
I need to
How
get my
bad
shit
do you
together.
fucking want it, man?
I need to get. I just don't want it bad enough.
Seriously?
I'm a strongman now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
Third strongest man in Galway.
the third strongest man in Galway that day. It was the league too, wasn't
yeah.
it? Like, it's for guys that are just thereabouts that aren't. It's basically a regional.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
You
terrible.
did good. You did good. We're proud of you.
Yeah, that deadlift was cool.
The deadlift was cool.
That was
That's all that
that's
matters.
all I got.
That's
Like,
all we post.
I just got a deadlift. That's all I got. I am a one-trick pony, and then it only sometimes looks cool when it pays off. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's episode. For anyone that has tuned in, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, whether it be through YouTube or Spotify. Hit us up in the comments. Keep engaging with us. We're very, very appreciative of it. We did get a couple of comments that I need to respond to. I've just been too up the wall. So that's my job is to respond to those comments on Spotify and YouTube. So I have seen them. I am going to respond to you. And I do appreciate anyone that's reached out. If you've been enjoying the podcast, we got great feedback over the last couple of weeks. So especially at Nationals. Thank you so much for it. We
And
really,
the more
really
feedback, the better as well, I guess. Like
The better.
Like we don't take things like we kind of like that's the first thing I keep asking people now. I'm like, what
Give us
do
your
you
honest
want? Like,
opinion.
yeah,
Give us your honest
and like,
opinion.
what would you like to see? So like, by all means, like, don't be afraid to even just slide into our DMs personally and just be
Absolutely.
like,
give us some suggestions.
there's no such thing as bad feedback, I guess.
No,
So,
we
like,
want this is something that we're very, very proud of, and we're very, very happy and proud to be able to provide a platform like this for everybody.
Absolutely.
And today we didn't get any coverage, or I mean, apart from Luke Stoltman, no coverage of strongman and weightlifting. I'm very aware of that. We are going to do a midweek podcast.
Yeah.
So that's coming this week as well, and then another one, all going well, on Friday. But we try and get one in midweek where we're going to be covering, because we do have quite a few talking points. So shout out to Aoife Moore, who gave us quite a lot of feedback and some talking points for recent weightlifting competitions. And then shout out to Strong Women Ireland and GSP Promotions, who have just announced a bunch of competitions that are very, very exciting. Strong Women League is now has come out as well, so definitely going to be bringing that up midweek in the podcast there.
Class.
Where we'll see the return of Maeve and Kerry, which unfortunately were not available today. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That's it. I've been one of your hosts, Ian, one of your hosts, Alex. That's it. We're out. Sinead.
Nice one, lads.
Slán.
Bye.
Bye.